Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Wednesday. How's everybody doing? How's everybody feeling? How's everybody doing on this beautiful day, on this beautiful week? How are we feeling, folks? Everybody having a good week? It's the middle of the week. How's it going? What is going on? Shout out to the folks in the chat. Make sure you all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new. Share this channel out with everyone you know. I would greatly appreciate it. What is going on, everyone? What is up? What is up? What is up? I know a lot of fans are in a bad mood. I know the Yankees have been sucking, but that's an understatement. I know the Yankees have been playing some bad baseball. They already started off the month of July on an 0-1 record. How will they end the series with the Blue Jays? Can they avoid the series loss with a win today? Will Warren's going to be on the mound. All right, he'll be pitching against Jose Barrios. So, there's a lot of talk. And, I know this is something, the Yankees have been experiencing every year with this big slump that they experience every year. Why it happens, it could be – it's a number of reasons. I don't know, right? But I feel like there's a little bit of a blame to go around. I think it's a mix of – I think it's a mix of things that you can blame. But either way, the goal for the Yankees at the end of the day, they got to win. All right, they got to win these next two games to at least have a series split. They got to get the series split, but is it going to happen? I don't know. But yesterday's game was an embarrassment. It was just an embarrassment. You could, slice and dice the game however you want. It was just a complete embarrassment. The bats once again not performing up to standard, right? They've left 10 men on base, I believe. Yesterday they were 1 for 9 with runners in scoring position. I mean, it is unacceptable. There's no doubt about that. It is truly unacceptable. Now, it also didn't help. Granted, the bats were bad, and I'm not excusing the bats. The bats have been terrible for over the last month now. But, when the team makes a mistake, right, such as that catcher's interference, that one mistake can, lead to hell. Right, it can lead to some big problems, and that's what happened. That one mistake from J.C. Escarra, and I'm not trying to bash J.C. Escarra, but that's 2 games in a row with catcher's interference. It can't happen. And I will say this: if that was Austin Wells behind the plate, as much criticism as Austin Wells gets, I don't think he would have made that mistake 2 days in a row. I know Wells gets a lot of criticism. I know his bat hasn't been exactly the greatest. However, at the plate, when he's catching, he does a good job of calling the game. He does a good job of calling the game. There's a reason why, some of the guys do like pitching to him, right? I mean, yeah, he does sometimes, he has those bad throws. Granted, yes, he does. He has those bad throws. But I don't think he would have made that mistake 2 days in a row with catcher's interference. I'm just going to throw it out there. All right. Again, much love to J.C. Escarra. But I don't think he would have made that mistake 2 days in a row. I don't. But that catcher's interference from yesterday just led to the collapse of yesterday's game. It was just the beginning and the end. After that, it was like, okay, that's it. Blue Jays took advantage. I hate to remind you all, grand slam by George Springer. And that was the end of it. That's all she wrote. That the Yankees went bye-bye. They lost that game, right? I mean, Yankees are lucking out, right? They're still in first place, but again, not by much, right? The Rays still ended up losing last night to the Athletics. It was a blessing, but at the end of the day, still, you still have to go out there and win games. You can't depend on other teams to lose for you to be in first place. You got to go out there and win. End of story, right? I don't know what needs to be done. I don't know what needs to happen. Yes, moves need to happen. I don't see moves happening right now. I don't know what the Yankees are doing. What they're discussing, what they're talking about. I'm not in the room, so once again, I have no connection with the front office or Aaron Boone or anybody else on the Yankees. I'm just saying, something needs to happen. I don't think it's going to happen right now, but hopefully they're working on something. So they got to get it together, or else they're gonna lose their spot in first place. So whatever needs to happen needs to happen. They got to act. Once again, I don't know what needs to happen, but this just can't continue, right? This just can't continue, right? I know a lot of folks are criticizing Volpe, and listen, Volpe's been getting on my nerves too. But as of right now, unfortunately, there's who do you replace him with? You could put Peraza in there, but he's not a better bat. Not really. He could play defense, absolutely. But yeah, there needs to be some changes. And again, there needs to be some accountability on the players, right? The pitching's been fine for the most part, even though, yeah, Max Fried yesterday didn't have the greatest of outings. Right, it wasn't his best outing, unfortunately. But yeah, that's where we're at. That's where we're at, folks. But we're almost 10 minutes into the show. I didn't even say what's up to everybody. So let me say what's up to the folks in the chat. Let me say what's up. Let me see who we got in the chat. We got Katie in the chat. What's up? First in the building. We got Ken in the building. We got Brooklyn in the house. Susan, what's up? Sunil's in the building. Desiree, what's up, Desiree? Jake is in the building. Who else we got? Oh, my boy Custodio is in the building. JT's in the building. What is going on? Who else we got? Giku is in the building. What's up, Giku? My boy TC Steels. What up, man? What's going on? Scotto's Lists. What up, man? How's it going? So, like he said, Rays and Jays are one game behind. Yeah, I meant to say as far as pitching, the pitching is good except the bullpen. I did forget to mention that the bullpen's been terrible. The bullpen, I've been saying it all year, it's been incomplete, and that's something that they need to work on during the deadline. So, yeah, and I did see that too. Who else we got in the building? I'm trying to see who else is in the building. Oh, Daniel Berry. What's up, man? And shout out to Daniel Berry being a member for 4 months. Thank you so much. You're the man, bro. You're the man. And we got Rodney in the building. What up, man? He says, Boone got to go. Okay. Listen, I had Sunil and some other folks, right, kind of texted me about the whole Boone thing. Long story short, listen, I like Boone. Do I always agree with his decisions? No. Do I feel like he makes mistakes? Absolutely does. Every manager does. But I'll just say this right now. Every manager that I've experienced, at least me as a fan, that has been let go or that has left on their own terms, I was like, so be it. So, hypothetically speaking, if Boone was let go, people ask me how I feel about it, if my feelings are hurt, the answer is going to be no. I'm just going to be like, all right, cool. Find the replacement. Who do you replace him with? I'm going to ask that question. So, yeah, so exactly. So be it. So be it. If he's gone, he's gone. That's how I felt about the other managers that were let go. That's my question to all of you, Susan. Who do you replace him with? I don't have an answer. I don't have an answer. Who do you replace him with? I don't know. Does Osmus take over? Or is there some, who else in the who else is available out there? So I'll let you all answer that question. And I've said it many times. The one guy I would have definitely wanted, would have been Terry Francona. He's the manager of the Reds. Like, that's one guy I would have really loved. Ausmus is a failed manager. Yeah, I mean, for sure. Sunil, again, it's a question. It's a question. I'm not saying it has to be him, but again, the question is out there to all of you. I'll let you all discuss it in the chat. Who do you replace him with? Who's out there? Old Sarge, what's up? He says Mark DeRosa. I've heard his name a few times. Yeah, you could say Joe Girardi, but I don't know if that will ever happen. AJ Hinch. Yeah, he's a good manager. I don't know how some Yankees fans would feel about that. You know, what's up, Beagle? How's it going there, bud? I know you're going back home today. I know you had a great time on your trip, man. I'm glad you did. So happy for you, buddy. Looks like you really needed that. And they could Girardi could be the guy. Question is, does he want to come back and manage? Or is he just, is he happy being a broadcaster? I mean, I can't blame him if he is happy being a broadcaster. Ken says Carlos Beltran. Possible. Until 11 Eastern. Okay. All right. Well, have a safe flight, man. Bobby V? The old Mets manager? Is that who you're talking about, JT? If that's who you're talking about, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't know about all that. But as far as the Yankees in bad play, I am looking at Boone, right, a little bit. I'm also going to look at the players too, because there's some simple little mistakes that these guys are making that they should not be making. I'm just gonna leave that out there. A chimpanzee from the Bronx Zoo, sweet. Theo says, "Come Joe Torre out of the retirement home." I think he's enjoying his life, doing what he's doing. Yeah, but I read somewhere that Don Mattingly may not manage again. I don't think so. Yeah, Torre's like 80. Yeah, I think I'd have to look up his birth date, but he's pretty freaking close to it. If he's not 8, but he's definitely close. But yeah, no, like I said, I'll let you all discuss it amongst yourselves. Who do you all replace him with? Just go ahead and discuss amongst yourselves. All right. Ken saying, if you want a task manager, Buck Showalter. Well, I know he was the manager way back when. Did the Yankees reunite with him? Doubtful. And I want realistic names. Don't just throw names out there. That's all I'm going to say. I don't think Jeter would be interested. Jeter's happy broadcasting, I think. No way. But be realistic, though, folks. Be realistic. But that's what we got, folks. That's what we got. So, look, let's share. I got some. Let's share some Yankees news here. So there's some tweets here from Brian Hogue. Now, Austin Wells is not in the lineup tonight, folks, just so everybody's aware. I know we were told, right, according to Aaron Boone, that Wells was going to be in the lineup today or tonight, but still not the case. But he is ready to go, quote, off the bench tonight, and he's expected to catch in tomorrow's series finale, according to Aaron Boone. This was put out by Brian Hogue. So that's some Austin Wells news. When it comes to Trent Grisham is seeing improvements from his hamstring injury. Brian De La Cruz is no longer here on the taxi squad. Aaron Boone said if Grisham has a good day today, he could be in tomorrow's lineup. So there's your Trent Grisham news, because he's also not in the lineup either. Luis Hill had his live BP pushed back to tomorrow with AA Somerset. His wife gave birth. So congratulations to Luis Hill, another father, another Yankee who just had a baby. A lot of Yankee players having babies. this season. So congratulations now to Luis Hill. Hill could begin his rehab assignment next week. He's expected to be built around 40 to 50 pitches. So Luis Hill slowly but surely making his way back, right? So these are some of the Yankees news. And another piece of Yankees news, the Yankees did designate right-handed pitcher Jeff Hartlib for assignment, and they recalled Clayton Beeter from AAA Scranton. So Clayton Beeter is in the bullpen. He's been pitching down there in the minors. So those are your baseball news. All right, Ken, have a good night. Have a good night of bowling. Have a good night of bowling. But that's your Yankees news. All right, so you got Clayton Beeter. There is that. So those are all your news. But right now, the news that we want is we want this team to get their crap together and start winning games again. And there's no excuses. They got to start winning games. It's as simple as that. This month it's 25 games. They're going to have that All-Star break, and I think they desperately need that All-Star break. And the lineup and bullpen needs help big time. Scott says, yeah, for sure. And the bullpen definitely needs help. I've been saying that all season, that the bullpen, it was good, but now it's starting to collapse. Right over I believe it was like over their last 4 games, their ERA for the bullpen was like 10.13. What up, Petruzzi? Yeah, June was definitely a nightmare. For sure. June was definitely a nightmare. Yeah, Sco, it's a rough one for your boys too, man. For sure. No doubt about it. And Ken, I don't know if to Ken, I don't know if you're still in the chat. I did get your voicemail. I just need to figure out a date. So I do want to go live during the deadline at some point. I don't know what the date is. I just need to figure out a date, and maybe I can have you come on. But I am planning something for the 17th with some of the content creators I reached out to. So that's in the work. I just need to get it all set up and make sure we're all on the same page, because that's going to be a fun one. I got something planned for that. But as far as deadline goes, I do want to go live. I just don't know. I just need to figure out date and time is all, as far as that goes. All right. So just to let everybody know what's going on. Okay. Now let's talk about tonight's lineup. Tonight's lineup looks a little different depending on how you look at it. Special guests for which they're for the 17th, the one that I talked about with you there, TC. New York Times for sure. But I'll talk about the lineup here. Yeah, you'll know who to get. I'll keep that one as a surprise. But I'll just say that you're all familiar with the one for the 17th. You are all familiar with the guests that I'm going to have on. So be on the lookout. I just need to figure out date and time and make sure everybody's cool with it. But the 17th is what I'm aiming for. It'll be, right after the All-Star festivities. I figured that's a perfect time to do it. And it'll be the day before the games start being played again. But yeah. So let me go ahead and share the lineup here. Let me go ahead and zoom in. And let me make this full screen here. But here we go, folks. We got Ben Rice leading things off. He'll be at the dish. Aaron Judge is batting second. He'll be playing right field. You have Cody Bellinger batting third. Playing center field. That's funny, TC. He'll be playing center field. He'll be batting third. Giancarlo Stanton batting fourth. He'll be DHing. Jazz Chisholm Jr. is batting fifth. He'll be playing third base. Paul Goldschmidt batting sixth. He'll be playing first base. The Martian, Jason Dominguez batting seventh. He'll be playing left field. I can't wait to hear comments about this name. Anthony Volpe batting eighth. He'll be playing shortstop. And DJ LeMahieu batting ninth. He'll be playing second base. And on the mound, folks, it is Will Warren. How do we feel about this lineup? How do we feel about Will Warren? We'll get into the predictions here momentarily. Jake says Stanton, Volpe, and Lapoot. I like the Lapoot. That's a good one. Yassine says he doesn't like the lineup. Railbird R, what's going on, says NFE in the house must win situation tonight. Facts. Boone needs to brush up on situational coaching. I mean, everybody needs a little brushing up on something, man. Yeah, but then who do you put at the bottom of the lineup there, TC? You know what I mean? Like this is the thing. I was saying, you know, Dominguez, I know some folks were suggesting putting him in the lineup or putting him at the in the leadoff spot to start the season. I was saying let's wait and see and start him in the second half of the season, right after the All-Star break. Maybe if he shows that he can hit and he's consistent, you put him at the leadoff spot. I'm down for it now. You know what I mean? I was saying second half of the season, but now I'm down. You move Ben Rice down, okay. Well, you don't have to hate to say it. I mean, you know, Volpe at this point, yeah, he should be batting ninth, DJ eighth, but I don't think you could go wrong either way, personally. I don't like Giancarlo batting fourth. And, you know, I want to say this too. Jazz needs to be moved back to second base. Jazz Chisholm Jr. needs to be moved back to second base. I'm sorry, but he needs to be moved back to second base. It needs to happen. So, you know, he belongs at second base. So hopefully the Yankees are in the works of finding a third baseman during the deadline, a righty bat preferably, because Yankees have enough lefties to play third base, move Jazz back over to second. It's not that Jazz is a bad third baseman. He could play third, and he's a team player, but you got to put him back at second, man. Stop, we got – I don't like guys playing out of position. I like the versatility, but I let these guys play where they play best. And you know something, TC. I know you said Peraza for Volpe, but unfortunately, Peraza's bat is worse than Volpe's, right? And that's been Peraza doesn't get exactly a lot of praise. I mean, he gets praise for his defense, but not so much for his bat. But unfortunately, there's just, the Yankees don't have a lot of options for Volpe, if you were to bench him. What up there, Joseph? What's going on, man? Yeah, I honestly, I put DJ at third, Chisholm at second. As far as lineup is concerned, I like Jazz batting fourth, Giancarlo batting fifth. Goldschmidt's fine at the sixth spot. I would be as bold and say, put Dominguez after Stanton or Dominguez after Jazz, have Jazz bat fourth and Dominguez bat fifth. Giancarlo bat sixth. Goldschmidt bats 7th. I mean, what do you all think about that? I'm just throwing out some ideas out there. Again, with the lineup. Yeah, I like Dominguez at the leadoff spot. I think that's something that needs to happen. Stephen B says interesting lineup. I concur. I agree. But judging from the chat and what I'm reading, it doesn't sound like a lot of you are fans of this lineup. So I'm just saying with this lineup, I would there's some things I would change. I manage the team then? I don't want that job, dude. I'm good. But everybody, if you want to, if anybody else wants to, feel free. Go ahead. Go run the team. You know what I mean? It ain't easy running a baseball team. I'm good. Robert Boom, I gotta say no way to that, man. Even 100% healthy, I wouldn't bat DJ leadoff. That is a huge pass. No way, man. That's a hard no for me, respectfully. And I know a lot of people. I know all of you. I'm sure would agree with that. Ronnie says he can handle it. All right, go apply there, dude. Well, he's got the only team he said he would consider being traded to is the Dodgers. He would waive his no trade clause for the Dodgers, but the Yankees aren't gonna trade him. You know, the Yankees are stuck with him until 2027. He's got that. There is that club option in 2028, which I don't see the Yankees exercising. And the Yankees are going to start They're going to start getting $10 million from the Marlins starting next year. But yeah, Joseph says he likes that. Yeah, I mean, like I said, if anybody with managing this team, if anybody wants to sign up, go for it. Hopefully, you got your resume ready. Yassine's got his own version of lineup. He says Dominguez, Judge, Bellinger, Goldschmidt, Jazz, Stanton, Rice, DJ, Volpe. I like Judge batting third. I don't want Goldschmidt at the 4th spot. I want Jazz at the 4th spot, if anything, if I had to pick. Then I would probably go Stanton after Jazz, then Goldschmidt, then Rice, then DJ, then Volpe. I mean, those would be the few changes I would make. Welkin, you know something I said in the offseason, because I know some fans were out there suggesting, Dominguez leading off. My argument was, well, let's see how he plays during the season. And then, maybe you could consider moving him to the leadoff spot in the second half of the season. Right now, he's showing that he can hit. Right, he's showing that he's got the potential. Then I'm down for it. Maybe that's something they need to consider in the second half of the season is putting him at the leadoff spot. I'd be down with that. Absolutely, sign me up. He could get on base. I trust him to do the job. What's up, Li? How's it going? So, but that's the lineup, folks. That's what we got. And tonight's game is a must win. I know, Li. I know you've been saying it. For me, it was just I want to see what he can do. Right, it was his rookie season. If he's able to hit and show that he could consistently hit, which he has been, then you put him at the leadoff spot to start the second half of the season. I'm all for it now. I'm all for it now. But I gotta see that he could hit first, But I'm down for it now. But let's get into these predictions, people. I want to get into these predictions. What do we got for Will Warren tonight? How do we feel about Will Warren? I mean, it's anybody's guess, right? How do we feel about Will Warren realistically? CC steals? I believe the answer is no. I believe the answer is no. But how do we feel? How do we feel about Will Warren? What's Will Warren's outing going to be, folks? Drop your predictions for Will Warren. How do we feel about him? 5 innings pitched, 4 earned runs for Warren is what Jake is thinking. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking about it. Last night, and I was like, maybe Warren goes 5, maybe 5 and a third. LI is going 6 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 9 strikeouts, 1 walk. Welkin's going 5 and a third, 7 strikeouts, 3 walks, 3 runs. Susan says not a clue. Warren, 5 innings, 6 hits, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts, 3 runs. Bullpen, 6 runs, 9 hits. So in total, the Yankees are going to give up 9 runs. And they're going to give up 15 hits. Okay. Will Warren on the road. Dang, you're only giving him an inning and 2/3, 6 hits, 7 runs, 5 earned, 3 walks. So reminiscent to Dodger Stadium. Okay. Yeah, the Jays. Yeah, they make you work. They make the opposing pitcher work. Yeah, go. We'll see you here soon, there, Robert. If I'm still live. We need 6 innings. Keep Leiter off the bump. Well, yeah, got that right. I mean, using him 2 days in a row, it wasn't ideal. I can't. I don't think that was ideal. But again, the bullpen right now is in a little bit of shambles, and it sucks that Cruz is hurt. But my prediction for Will Warren, right? My prediction for Will Warren, I'll say 5 and 2/3. Ocean View Coffee Shop says my Yankees are falling apart. Yeah, bro. What's up, man? But my prediction for Will Warren. My prediction for Will Warren, yeah, 5 and 2/3. I'm going to give him. I'll still give him. I'll go 5 strikeouts. 5 strikeouts. 2 walks, and I think he gives up a couple of runs. That's what I got for Will Warren. Yeah, Warren's his ERA on the road needs to definitely come down. Yeah, exactly, and it is inflated from that one game against the Dodgers. So I mean, we got to remember that it was just that one-off game, and I'll say it again. He's a rookie pitcher that where the Dodgers' experienced bats took advantage. But my hope is that Will Warren could give the bullpen a break. I mean, going into the season, there was like I said, the bullpen was able to hold their own, but I was also saying that it still needs to be addressed. At some, it definitely needed to be addressed. And I knew that was something of importance going into the deadline. I was like everybody was talking about the righty bat third baseman, but I kept saying bullpen. I mean, I'm not saying the Yankees don't need a bat. They absolutely need a bat for third base. And but the bullpen was like the big thing for me personally. Okay. Susan is asking, will they put Beater in? I depending on the game, depending on the situation, I would think so. I mean, he's a fresh arm. Yankees will make one error. Yeah, I heard about that, Stephen B. I heard about that. Ronnie's going 5 innings, 3 walks, 3 runs, 5 strikeouts. Okay. All right. Okay. He's better. Li, I'm not saying he can't play third base. If I don't know if you heard me saying in the chat, he does fine at third base, but I prefer him at second. He plays better at second. So if you want to have your take there, dude. That's fine. You're always welcome to have your takes. You know this. What's up, Khadiza? You want the lineups? I'll give you the Yankees lineup. Okay. I won't pull it up, but I'll give you the Yankees lineup. We got Ben Rice, Aaron Judge, Cody Bellinger, Giancarlo Stanton, Jazz Chisholm Jr., Paul Goldschmidt, Jason Dominguez, Anthony Volpe, DJ LeMahieu. That is your lineup for the Yankees. And out of curiosity, I think I have an idea of what the Blue Jays lineup is going to be. But just for the heck of it, I'll tell you what it is. You got Jimenez at second base, Springer, Guerrero Jr., Kirk, Barger, Clement, Wagner, Schneider, Straw. Starting pitcher is Jose Berrios. Yeah, second is his natural position, exactly. So, but moving on. How many double plays did the Yankees hit into tonight? What do we got for double play calls? Li, let's chill, Li. That's not gonna win you over. I'm just throwing it out there. So, moderators. Let's see. TC says 4 double plays. Yasin says 2. Welkin says 2. Volpe and Volpe. 8 double plays. Li's going 4, 2 from Stanton and 3 from DJ. So total of 5 then. Not 4. Susan says 2. Oh, you meant 2 from LeMahieu. Okay. You're good. If you meant 3, either way. Yes, Khadiza. The answer to your question is yes. I don't mind them, Scotto. I don't mind them. Yeah, I think the Yankees will hit into 2. Who will hit into those double plays? I'm not gonna give an answer, but you got your usual suspects, and I'll just leave it at that. Snell's going 8. But yeah, that's what we got. That's what I think for double plays. I'm gonna go 2. Everyone not named Judge. All right, that's fair. All right, 2 double plays. Peanut's saying he's got Yankees making 2 errors in this game for sure. I think this comment from Old Sarge I like. Escara called for interference using his glove instead of Charmin. Skynet becomes aware when Boone uses AI to make lineups, tries to nuke Yanks front office. Old Sarge always comes out with something funny. Shout out to Old Sarge, man. And Susan, that's something that's been happening for quite some time now. That's great comment by Old Sarge. And I always say whenever Old Sarge is in the chat, I feel like I need to start doing jumping jacks every time he walks in the room. I'm like, sir, I'm moving. Don't worry. All right. Home run calls. Now the Yankees didn't hit a home run at all yesterday. I mean, Yankees bats sucked yesterday. Any home run calls today? What do we got for home runs, people? You know, tonight for home runs, I'm gonna say Jazz. I'll just say Jazz and Judge. That's it. And I'll leave it at that. No home runs, but 15 men left on base. No home runs, 0 home runs. Nice. What's up, Robert? Robert says, okay, I got you, Robert. I got you. Yeah, well, they'll intentionally walk him for what, the 23rd time this season? Four intentional walks for Bellinger. Okay. Well, the few times that Ben Rice did catch, he looked fine, right? He looked fine. And that's his natural position as catcher. Intentionally walked every at bat. Yeah, me, Ace and Max for home runs. Nice. Well, Grisham is not going to be put on the IL as of right now. They're according to Boone, he's supposed to be in the lineup tomorrow. So Dela Cruz is not getting called up. Rice is better than Wells. Yeah, for sure. No doubt. All right. What do we got for score? I'm curious to see people score today. Yankees get blown out again? Do we think the Yankees are going to get blown out again? What do we think? TC going 9-2 Jays. 8-5 by Welkin. 17-2. All right. Jake is saying 6-2. So everybody's expecting the Yankees to lose. Okay, I understand. SGA going 15-5. I'm sure we'll be seeing you trolling later. Yasin going 10-3. LI going 3-2 Yankees. Okay. So he's thinking it's going to be more of a close game. I'm going to just go ahead and say 7-2 goes either way. How about that? If the Yankees lose, Peanut says it'll be 4-3. Okay, understood. Dominguez, Judge, Rice, and Jazz for home runs by Jose Sanchez. Okay. Yeah, facts, Yasin. The bullpen will blow it 100%. Jose Sanchez says 10-2. You're going loss every night. All right. Okay. Boone must go. It's getting to around like Jets fans in the late 80s. Yeah, I don't think they're going to bring up Lombard Jr. just yet. What up, Jose? Well, Giants and Jets suck, but NFL is not really as exciting as it used to be either. I'm a little bit more old school when it comes to the NFL. I fall asleep watching games anymore. I'll be honest. Thank God I love combat sports. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, for sure. So, all right, got score predictions. Just for the heck of it, how many runners are the Yankees going to leave on base today? I want to see. Let's see those numbers. What do we think? How many batters did they leave? Yasin says 10. 1 for 13 with runners in scoring position. 7. Scotto says 11. Desiree says 9. 1 for 11 with runners in scoring position. You ever get hit with so many punches you thought you were surrounded? Oh yeah, oh yeah. Especially against boxers. Yeah, I think the Yankees are going to leave. I'll just say they're going to leave like 8 men on base. We'll just go with 8 men. 1 for 20 with runners in scoring position. I'll say they'll be 2 for 9. 15 runners left on base. All right. Boone throwing error was because of the turf. I mean, I don't know. I don't know about all that. I don't know about that noise. Well, yeah, whatever you say, Li. But the offense has been atrocious for over a month. So as a whole, the whole team's been bad. And somebody posted this on X yesterday. How accurate it is, I don't know, but I believe it based on the stats. So we're looking at the last 18 games with runners in scoring position. All right, in the last month, so since June 13th, batting average 166 with runners in scoring position, on base percentage 254, 229 slugging, 482 OPS, 6 extra base hits, 54 strikeouts. Those are all, and they're all, most of them is, below, way down, between 28th and 30th. Most of them are in the 30th place with runners in scoring position. So, pretty freaking bad. But that's what we got, folks. That's what we got. Tonight's a must-win for the Yankees, or else they lose the series. You would hope they don't get swept, but like I said, tonight's a must-win. No excuses, no BS, no garbage. All right, so let's hope they go out and win tonight. Again, the bats. They need to execute on these opportunities. They're getting the hits, but runners in scoring position still a freaking problem with this team as of late. So buckle up. All right. So we'll see what happens tonight. But I will see you all for the play-by-play. All right. I'll see you all for the play-by-play. I'm going to go live here in a little less than a half hour. I hope to see all of you there. So I'll end this pregame here. Thank you all very much for tuning in. Make sure you all hit that like button on the way out. If you haven't yet, if you're watching this on the rerun, hit that like button. It does really help out the channel. Hit that subscribe button. If you are watching this for the first time, I would greatly appreciate it. Let's continue growing this channel. Oh, snap. I forgot food. Wow. Thank you for reminding me, Desiree. My brain is like out there. I'm so sorry. Food, folks. Food. We're not done yet. I knew I was forgetting something. Food. Go ahead. What do y'all got for food? Go ahead. Bombs away. Go ahead. Drop your food. Citrus chicken wrap. I almost forgot food. How dare me? Oh my God. I almost forgot food. I've done that plenty of times. L&L Hawaiian barbecue for Custodio. Yeah, I mean, I think we all need a little positivity. Some people need to go out and touch some grass. You're fasting, no food until Boone is fired and Volpe's gone. If you land in a hospital, let me know, TC. Yeah. So what's everybody having for dinner? Or are you all gonna snack, or what's going on? I forgot about food, man. Grilled cheese and cucumber, salad and feta. Comfort food. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with some comfort food. You're giving me orders there, SGA? I ain't doing nothing. Slow your roll. Let's see the food comments. Come on, people. Bring the food comments. What do we got for food, Mom? I can't believe I almost forgot that part. If no food comments, I'll end the live stream. But what do we got for food? Surprised you have appetites. Yeah, some people do. You hear the last guy I fought hit me with so many lefts I was praying for. Yeah, I know. Nah, Desiree dropped her food comment. All right. Well, in that case, I'll just end it here. So once again, thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you all hit the like button, hit that subscribe if you're watching this on a rerun. Share this channel out with everybody you know. I would greatly appreciate it. I'll see you all in about 20 minutes for the play-by-play. Hopefully, I'll see you all in there. Thank you all very much. And as always, let's go Yankees.